Hello, welcome back to the Arts Overlook. I'm your host, Colby Campbell, and in every episode, I'll be highlighting some of the best and latest arts and entertainment in the Cedar Valley. Today, we don't have to go far to get a sneak peek at a theater production that was born and bred right here in Cedar Falls, and to take a look at some local art at Community Main Street's ARTapalooza. Don't go anywhere. The Arts Overlook starts right now.
Art is thriving in the Cedar Valley. It's everywhere. But if you don't know where to look, you could miss it. This is your local arts perspective. This is the Arts Overlook.
If it's homegrown theater you're after, look no further than the Lampost Theater in Cedar Falls this month, where cast and crew are hard at work putting the finishing touches on Racing the Train, a musical that was written in Cedar Falls and will be brought to life by high school students from Cedar Falls, Waterloo, Janesville, and Hudson. And as you may have guessed, Racing the Train isn't your average production. This musical goes a level deeper, encouraging the students and the audience to unpack some preconceived notions they may have.
The play takes place in the basement of a mortuary where 4 high school students are trapped during a power outage. And since they're stuck down in this dark basement for a period of time, they just kind of begin sharing their daily lives, daily struggles. And as they tell each of their stories unfold, then each individual story becomes kind of a big production number where we kind of visit the high school setting and some of the situations they go into.
I played Dylan. He is one of the 4 main characters, and he is perceived as the nice one in the school, and he's always the one that has a smile on his face and that you can always count on to help other people out. His struggle is that he feels like he's hiding a lot behind that smile, and he's not able to really tell anyone about it. So it's really cool to see how he transforms, and it's really cool to be able to play that.
She kind of just has to go through the motions. She's in this role that everyone expects, cheery, popular, preppy, and she doesn't really know how to break out of that.
I think high school is, it's a period that we all, adults have been through. Kids who are old enough to really start looking at their lives and saying, what is this all about? That's where they're at. And so it gives us a connecting point where we can all kind of see a microcosm of life and our American culture.
We're all used to kind of these struggles that all of us go through with our everyday lives. And it's kind of really cool to see that these struggles are being surfaced and that we're able to freely talk about them and show them.
So the students came in for 2 weeks where they were here a good portion of the day. And their work involved rehearsals, learning the music and the songs, but also it kind of entailed a lot of learning about how do you build relationship with each other, how do you build community among the cast, how do you kind of wrestle with some of these very themes that the play brings out, so that instead of just going out and sharing this message, they would be going through a similar kind of experience of what happens when you share your life closely with a few other people who you discover are going through the same kind of struggles you are.
Well, the show is about 4 kids who get stuck in the basement of a mortuary.
I do think that being in this production has been for the students like being trapped in that basement, where they're stuck in a situation that's interesting, a little uncomfortable, stretches them out of their comfort zone, but stretches them together to break through those barriers.
I think they want us to learn about sort of ourselves in the process, sort of in the same way the audience is gonna get this new look at society and how it acts. They want us to sort of have to contemplate that and figure that out ourselves as well.
And these struggles, I think a lot of people will be able to identify with them because it's not like a tiny struggle that no one ever goes through, but they're pretty main struggles, and it's really cool to like see how each character is able to take on this struggle and how the characters around them are able to help them through this.
The first time I really kind of like was like, oh, like I sort of get this, was when we were doing one of our first like almost run-throughs of it. I was like sitting in the back of the theater watching the main four do a scene, and I was like starting to get like this like sense of like, wait a minute, this isn't just a play, like this is pretty much life, like we do this and we aren't just acting it, like we're living it. My favorite part of the show is probably when we're doing our opening song in the school, because you get this really wide open look at all of the characters and their roles that they live in. And it's like the first part where you start to get this glimpse of the breakthrough that they're wanting to have out of the norm, but like it just doesn't quite happen. So it's this really great setup for the whole show, and I think it's really cool.
I like that the show is a lot of fun, but yet there's a challenging edge to it. You know, people come right along with the story and there's plenty to laugh at, but yet at the same time there's those little twists that make us go, wait a minute, I want to think about that.
I think that there's an awful lot for the community to learn. I think that it's a pretty good lesson about not worrying about what others think of you and marching to the beat of your own drum almost. And I think that the community will really get a lot out of it.
Well, it's a hoot, first off. It's really fun, and we've worked really hard on it, for sure. And I think it's just a really cool atmosphere here, because we're all really intimate with the people, and the show is incredibly well written, and we're all, I think, able to take something away from the show.
When they first came, there were a lot of kids that just, oh, I want to be on stage, oh, I want to, you know, sing or dance. And now it's kind of like, oh, I'm here for a purpose. I'm here to be with these other people and learn about their lives and share about my life. And together we learn that we don't race the train alone, and that's kind of the central metaphor in the show, is that we're all racing against this machine that is our culture and our society that pushes us in certain directions. But when we race together, we can find our own way.
Racing the Train runs at the Lampost Theater from September 18th to the 27th. Tickets can be bought online at lampost.com or by calling 319-277-8034. You'll see me there. Next up on the Arts Overlook, we take a look back at ARTapalooza, an event hosted by Community Main Street on Saturday, September 12th. ARTapalooza is an art show comprised almost entirely of local artists, where there's art in every form, and fun for kids from 1 to 100.
I help plan and coordinate about 23 major events throughout the year, including Holiday Hoopla, Movies Under the Moon, and of course ARTapalooza. So ARTapalooza is a celebration of the arts. You know, it's an outdoor arts festival. We do it here on Main Street, which is an arts and cultural district. So you get a chance to see the art that we have on display here year-round. And you also get a chance to see the artists. We have about 50 regional artists from throughout the state that come here.
I really like ARTapalooza because they feature local artists, and that's big to me. We have so much talent here in the Cedar Valley and surrounding area.
It just happened, you know, it just kind of evolved. We made one for our backyard, and then we made two, and then somebody saw it. so it just kind of grew from there. Then I thought, you know, we can't stuff too many of these things in our backyard, so we just kept right on going. For me, it's an outlet, a creative outlet. You know, it keeps me going all year long. You know, you're kind of thinking of what your next little project's going to be, or your next little mobile is going to be. So that then I've got an outlet for it. So that's what it does for me. And it's enjoyable to see the people. I really enjoy the people, the contact. And that's always fun. You meet a lot of new people. You see a lot of old friends. Affairs like this, so it's good. It's real good.
Oh, I just think meeting a lot of people, I'm getting to know a lot of people in the Cedar Valley, so they'll come by me and they go, well, I didn't know you did that, and you know, people will get to know you, and it's fun to share my art with people because they don't know what it is. My art is one of a kind. You'll find nothing like it. I've Googled it, and I mean, in the United States, nobody does it like I do it. And it's just a very unique, and it's one of a kind. I don't copy any of them. I don't use, you know, to sell a copy of it. It's an original.
One of the cool things I think about our art show is that we have it right here on Main Street. You know, it's a great backdrop. We've got a cute little meandering Main Street that's very charming. So it's a great setting for an art show like this. And then we also have lots of activities that are interactive, which I think is really cool. You know, we have lots of children's activities going on that are free for the kids to enjoy. I know today we have some butterfly coffee filters that kids can make. They can paint some wooden silhouettes and kind of do their own thing on those. And then, of course, face painting by the Hearst Center and easel painting and stuff like that. So I think it's really cool. It's an opportunity for people to come. They can see art, and then they can also interact and get some hands-on experience with it too, which is really cool.
I think it's something that will help a community grow, something that will establish participation in the community. I think that type of thing is terrific for it.
Having events like this in a community helps your community, it gives it a sense of vibrance, you know, there's activity going on, there's something for people to come out and do and enjoy. You know, it's an opportunity to bring people together, and it's an opportunity to connect them with art, which is really cool. So I think that's really important to have these types of art festivals, you know, to celebrate art, to appreciate it, to interact with it. I think that's really important for a community like us.
Well, again, it just brings culture. You know, just to know that there's this much talent in the area is fantastic.
And they take good care of the artists. You know, they really are very nice. They provide you with a lunch and a breakfast and a snack, and they come around and make sure everything's all right. So that makes it rewarding to the artists, you know.
They treat you like your royalty almost. I mean, they give you breakfast, they give you lunch, they give you water, they help you set up. It's the kind of art show that you really look forward to coming to.
Becoming involved in the show is easy. You just have to apply to be in the show. And like I said, the application is posted on communitymainstreet.org in January. And then you just fill it out, and if you make it through the jury process, you know, then it's pretty easy. You just come, you set up, and you're ready to go.
They've done a terrific job. They even planned the weather. Saturday, this year it was beautiful. Last year it was beautiful. The year before that it was terrific. So it's a good time of the year to have something like that.
I just love seeing all of the artists down here with their creations that they've worked so hard on throughout the year. And then also just seeing all of the art happening on Main Street. Like today we have a chalk artist down here. She's creating a mural on the sidewalk. We've got the kids that are interacting with art and activities. We've got live music, so I just love all of that contributing to this artistic atmosphere. It's very creative and it's very cool.
ARTapalooza happens the first Saturday after Labor Day every year and is just one of many events by Community Main Street that bring our city to life. For more information on events happening downtown this year, check out www.communitymainstreet.org. Thanks for tuning into this episode of the Arts Overlook. I'm your host, Colby Campbell. We'll see you next time.